You had faced Hopkins in the past, and also you had worked with Hopkins in the past. Was that just having that knowledge and knowing Hopkins that well? Was that made it easier for you to design a strategy against him and make the fight easier than it would have been?
It did, because I've known Bernard since 1990. He was my chief sparring partner on the shit. Then I fought him, and then years later I trained him. So it made my job easier knowing him and knowing that what he could do back in 1993. He can do that in 2014. You can just see the timing's not there. The legs aren't what they used to be. He still can move, but the timing's not there like it once was. And tonight he was falling short with certain shots. He was falling off balance. And that's just come with time. It's not a knock against him because he's still a great fighter. Listen, how many guys his age can go 12 rounds with a puncher like that? In the 12th round, he took a lot of shots. And he didn't go down. He was hurt. He got rocked a couple times, but he never went down. So you got to give kudos for that. But to answer your question, yes, the experience and the knowledge I have knowing Bernard personally, and I studied him, it allowed me to create a game plan for this kid that worked, and he followed to perfection, and it made it really easy for us.
So he was like his kryptonite, you could say, tonight. Pretty much having that knowledge. Because, where would Sergey be if he didn't have somebody who can actually, be able to teach that,
And Bernard knew that, and he gave me the respect that I deserved. Before the fight, it's all upsmanship. He's trying to get in my head, but he knew that I had the strategy, and I could advise it for Sergey to beat him. But the nice part is that Sergey followed the game plan, and he didn't deviate from it. Like I said, for 2 rounds he tried to knock him out, but once he realized, I'm not going to knock this guy out, let me go back to the body. And he got back on track, and the game plan worked.
One more question: where would you like him to go after this fight?
Well, he probably has to defend his title.
You got Stevenson out there, but if that can't happen.
He has his mandatories coming up. I have all 3 belts, so I think he'll make those. And by that time, either Stevenson will fight Pascal, or he'll be ready to fight himself. We can't rely on weight on Stevenson because you never know what's going to happen. So we'll see. I just think he's going to defend these belts and satisfy the sanctioning bodies for the restricted.
Do you think? How tough was it for him to deal with the birth of his son, separating that from?
It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard because his mindset was Bernard Hopkins. He didn't go home and see his kid when he stayed in camp. He said, John, if I don't see the kid in person, it doesn't affect me. He said, I'm not going home. If I see the kid, then it affects me. He said, but as long as I don't see him, my mindset is good. He said, so I'm not going to see the kid. He said, I'll wait till after the fight.
What sort of communication you had with his wife, during the training?
They talk every night on the phone, right? Every night they talk. Every night.
Do you think Andre Ward will ever move up to light heavyweight while Sergey's, at the top of the division?
I don't want to disrespect him, but listen, it's already been he could have done that already. He's a very good champion at 168. He's cleaned the division out. What's left at 168? I know you're calling out Triple G and hopefully you get a fight with Chavez. What's left for you? Why don't you come up to 78? Join the crowd. You're a good fighter. But I think tonight Sergey proved if he can be an old crafty fighter, he's very craftier than Ward. What would do to Ward? If Ward tried to engage him. I've always said he would beat Ward. I told his trainer years ago he would knock Ward out. I still stand by that because Ward is very good at what he does. But he likes to maul and brawl. He has a great jab, I give him that. And he's cleaned his division out. But he's not technically sound as a professional. As an amateur, he was great, but he still carries some of his amateur traits into the professional game. His mentality to fight truly as a professional. He's good. But he hasn't tried to truly fight as a professional yet. And Sergey will expose that. Sergey will knock him out. If he decides to engage. Now, if he decides to run, then it might go 12 rounds. But it wouldn't be Sergey. Sergey is too strong. But I'll tell you that. He's too strong.
But who would be the best challenge for Sergey, you think?
I guess Stevenson.
John, what impressed you the most about his performance tonight? You being a teacher like D. Hopkins praised you for being the next generation of one of the great trainers. What are one of the things that stood out for you tonight, and how do you improve upon anything that you saw as a weakness?
The weakness, he still has a tendency to try to pull back something with his hand down. He kept him, I think he was trying to use left hand to bait Sergey in a little bit. Plus he did hurt it. The strength listen, I think around 7, he told me, he said, Coach, calm down, I got this. he said, I know what you're gonna do.
We saw you screaming in his ear.
Yeah, he said, I got this. I said, okay, just stick with the plan. Don't deviate from it. I tell people he's a hell of a boxer. He doesn't get that credit that he deserves, but he can box, and he'll box his way into a situation. He's not a one-punch. He's a one-punch knockout artist, but he doesn't swing for the rafters every time. His boxing ability will keep him around for a while. I was happy with the way he fought because he never deviated from the plan, except for those 2 rounds when he was trying to kill him. But he stayed with the plan. The plan works for him, and he believed in it, and that made me happy.
John, you talked this whole fight week about you're not fighting Bernard. It's not about you and him. It's about him and Sergey. But is this vindication for you?
No, I told another reporter that. He said, John, would it be revenge? No. As a fighter, don't like to get revenge for Bernard beating me is to fight him and beat him myself. I can't get it through this kid. There's gratification that he won with the plan that I set forth. But I'm going to fight. I got to fight Bernard myself to get that revenge, and that's never going to happen, so I have to live with that. It's just what it is. So no, the revenge was not here for me. I don't take gratification in really beating Bernard because he's no fighter, and I felt for him, because of the career he had. At least he didn't get knocked out. So stop fighting now before some guy that doesn't deserve to be in the ring with you does clip you.
Right,
you have a great career. Right. Let's keep it the way it is. You went out the way you wanted to. Decision loss to a great puncher. Just stop. It was a great fighting. But your legacy is there. Your Hall of Fame is stamped. Just let it go.
Is that what made you a great trainer in part, is that you didn't get caught up in between him? Because sometimes the trainers, they seem to want it more than the fighter sometimes.
Yeah. No, I never did. I couldn't. I had to stay focused for him.
Right.
It would do me no good not to give him the best I had preparing for this guy.
Now, some people might talk about Bernard was 49 and how would the fight have gone 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. Do you think that's rubbish and Kovalev could have beaten Hopkins at any age?
At light heavyweight he could have. Bernard take the kid strong. At light heavyweight he would have beat Bernard. At middleweight, that was Bernard's territory. But you have to acknowledge, yes, he was 49. It was his time to give pass the torch. It's a hell of a compliment, but it is what it is. It's Sergey's time.
Did Sergey winning every round, getting a clean sweep, did that even surprise you? Did you think it was going to be this dominant?
I knew we'd win going in, decision or knockout. I didn't. I thought Bernard would win a few rounds. He's crafty. He's crafty as hell. I thought he'd win a few, but after the second round, the way the jab that Sergey was going to Bernard's body, I could see his bottom Bernard. Got to the point where he really couldn't fire back because he couldn't fire back, and that let me know right there that Bernard was in a world of trouble that night. He couldn't get past the jab. The kid was a lot quicker than he thought he was, stronger than he really truly believed he could be. I knew once he felt his pace, damn, you guys lied to me. This kid can punch.
So my next do you think he was surprised in the early going, like, wow, this kid is no joke?
Well, I knew once he got dropped the first round. I knew at that point survival mode would take over. Bernard tell it didn't, but no, he had to regroup and see if he could find another way to break this guy down. And he couldn't. Unfortunately, he couldn't. This kid is just that strong, and he knew that. He said, "Man, this guy's just too strong." And he said it tonight.
Bernard usually, he gives guys the business on the inside. He holds them with one hand, hits them with the other, but he didn't even attempt that stuff. Is that because he was wary of the power?
Well, that and a couple of times you watched a couple of times Sergey hit him when they were in the clinch, and I told him, I said, whatever hand's free, hit this guy. Let him know that you're there.
Right.
He won't be so quick to fire back on you. Listen, pain hurts, and everybody understands pain. And when you're that old, you really understand it, and it makes you leery. When you're 10 years old, you go in your mother's bathroom, you grab that towel, you put it around your neck, you put that clothespin on it, and you go outside, you jump off that roof. When you get 20 and 30, you say, I'm not jumping off that roof. I might break my ankle. You get 40 or 50, I'm not jumping off that roof, period, because I could kill myself. So once he's hitting Bernard to the body with shots like that, Bernard said, I got to back up and find a way to get this guy. So it stopped Bernard from really punching the way on the brakes, the way he likes to, on the side where the referee's not at. It made Bernard kind of leery of a lot of this guy's power for a lot of things. And it kind of stopped Bernard from doing what he does best.
Right.
Frustrating the fighter, the way he wants to.
Now, do you think this will make Sergey a better fighter than ever because he's seen so many tricks in the book now?
I think this fighter, he graduated to another level because when you can fight a guy like Bernard at this age and you stop him doing what he does best, yes, you graduated to another level. So, he got education now.
Right.
And it served him well because he definitely passed the test.
People call Andre Ward kind of a young Bernard Hopkins. No.
Far from that. Far from that.
Why is that not the right comparison?
Because their styles are different. Bernard did those things, but he was still engaged with them. Ward doesn't really engage. Listen, when he fought Rodriguez, the ref had won both guys. You guys both, it was mainly Ward grabbing. He can get mad if he wants, but he was the one great. That's what he does. He grabs a lot. So he's not a young Bernard Hopkins. He has his own style and it works for him. They can never be compared to Bernard.
I heard you say recently to another reporter that you always said he would knock Ward out. Now people won't think you're so crazy for saying that.
Yeah, well, they might still think that, but the fight's every sign they'll see. Because, like I said, this kid, yes, Bernard, yes, anybody's fight. This kid has his power so unreal. You look at him and say, this guy can't punch. When you finish fighting him, you say, damn, this guy can punch. It's just amazing the power that he possesses.
Right.
And, I don't think once Ward gets hit, he's gonna want to, engage at all with that.
So where would you rate Sergey now, pound for pound?
Because of his just willingness to fight the way he does, I'd make him number one because no one else in the division and no one else in boxing, especially north of 154, he's willing to fight the way he'll fight anybody. He'll fight anybody. He's willing, that's his style, and he's a crowd-pleasing fighter. You can give Floyd, he can be number one, but he's been there for a while and he's not fighting the way he once did.
Right.
He's older, not so scary, but more, not scary, but more, not one to engage. And the fights now, people are saying that they're terrible. Ward's on the show for a while. He can't become number one. He's been on the show for a while. So you put Sergey up in that group.
John, you said he's really got that special power,
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of fighters with great power, but they aren't as good as Sergey. What separates him other than the power to make him a truly elite fighter?
The athleticism, the willing to engage if he has to. He has a good chin. But he's special because he's willing to fight the best. And now they have to come to him. And he called out Stevenson. He wanted Stevenson. The fight was supposed to happen. It just never happened for whatever reason. Sergey's special because he's a fan-friendly fighter. But he's learning all aspects of the game. The defense, he's better. When I first got him, he was just, like I said, one-dimensional. He was aiming for your head, and that's all he saw. Now he's a body puncher. Now he has better defense. Now he's able to feint his way in, besides jabbing his way in. So he's becoming an all-around fighter. And if he wasn't that good, he wouldn't be able to beat Bernard tonight. Bernard would have taken a scoop. But he has improved tremendous.
Thanks for your time, John. One question, John.
Yes, sir.
Given how strong, Sergey is, do you think he'll remain at light heavyweight his entire career?
He makes it fairly easy. For this fight here, with 4 weeks to go, he was like 179. So he makes it fairly easy.
What does he start camp at?
Mid-80s. He doesn't get big. He doesn't get big.
But do you think maybe if he unified all the titles, there was nothing else to do, you think he might ever move up to cruiserweight?
If he got hungry enough, I think he will. We'll see.
As far as who you would want Sergey Kovalev to fight next, now right now he's a unified champion. As far as boxing is concerned, there's only one more belt that he would have to capture. As far as him to be historic as capturing, as being an undisputed champion.
Yeah.
Is outside of Adonis Stevenson. Now, I'm honest, and we all know Adonis Stevenson dumped it. Okay. Simple as that. So, if there's a fighter you would want to be next, who would it be? And I'm talking about as far as your personal opinion.
I'd want Ward, honestly, because he's the most valuable name out there. People put him on that pedestal. And listen, like I say, he deserved it at 68. I think he needs to move to 75, and he started out in his career as an amateur, light heavyweight, won the gold medal there. Why not? Now he went down to fight smaller men. Come on back up and fight your natural way.
Andre Ward has already shown that he has no interest in going to 175 pounds.
Yeah.
So, is Sergey comfortable in making 170 as far as a catch weight?
No, listen. Ward needs to come to 175. There's no catch weight. Fight me at 175. Oh no, there's no fight. There's no catch weight for this guy.
So in words of Miguel Cotto, now in my opinion, I'm gonna say once again, Sergey Kovalev is A-side.
Okay.
Do you believe that Andre Ward is B-side as far as coming up, like as far as when it comes to negotiations of the fight?
He is now. You know, the fact due to his inactivity, due to the fact that he hasn't really fought anybody at 68 in a while, he is the B-side fighter. Sergey has 3 belts now. You know, and he's cleaned the division out. He's going to fight anybody. He is the A-side fighter. There was a time when Ward could have probably negotiated and asked for things. Now he's not in that position. He's the B-side. And if he wants to, will he fight Sergey? Maybe one day he might. But right now, I don't see that happening because he's calling out Triple G, Chavez. Those guys are small guys. Fight somebody big. Fight somebody more your weight. Prove yourself. Prove that they put you as number 2, pound per pound number 3. Retain that position. Prove it. Fight somebody. Fight this guy. He's hot. He's a hot commodity right now. Fight. You're gonna make money with Sergey. You're gonna make money, and that's what the game's all about. You know, beating the best and making money at it. And that's where he's at now. If he doesn't do that, if you can't fight a guy like Sergey, then he's not proving himself worthy to the fans of the position that he has. He's earned it. Don't get me wrong. But now he needs to retain that and fight somebody who is a risk of him losing to. Not fighting Triple D. He's too big for Triple G. He probably would have out muscle.
Okay, final question. Okay. What is your thoughts on Adonis Stevenson? Now, as far as I'm concerned, I have a large fan base. I'm not to toot my own horn, but a lot of fans feel that Adonis Stevenson is straight scared of Sergey Kovalev. Now, I need to know your pure intentions as far as, do you feel that the fight with Adonis Stevenson will ever happen?
Wow. You know what? At this stage of his career, I can't say because I don't know what his position with Al Heyman is, what they're trying to do. You know, Al has his own agenda. I would like to say that the fight would happen. You know, the rumor is that John Pascal, used to beat the crap out of his sparring session, and they may fight in April. So he fights John Pascal.
If I'm correct, in Montreal Belson.
Okay, so guess what? He may not get past that fight, unfortunately. But I'd like to see him fight Sergey. I'd like to see him fight Sergey in 2015, if it could happen. It's a fight for the fans. 2 strong punchers fighting each other. You know, it's going to make for a very exciting fight, a very interesting fight. Will it happen? I don't know. I can't. I'm not inside Adonis' brains. I really can't speak for him. I know that everyone says he's ducking Sergey. I would just hope that in 2015, that's the fight that needs to be made, and hopefully, he'll either beat Pascal and then fight Sergey, or forego Pascal and fight Sergey.
Thank you, John. Good big win.
Quick,
Thank you, brother.
Quick.
Thank you.
Is the team always going to keep a no catch weight policy for every fighter?
Why not? Listen, why didn't it catch weight? If I'm the best at my weight and you want to fight me, come up and fight me. It's only 68 and 75, only 7 pounds away. Come on up and fight me. Don't that catch weight, that's crap. Sugar Ray Leonard, they didn't do that. Sugar Ray Robinson, they didn't do that. When he fought for light heavyweight title, he went to 75. He didn't say, ask me, come on and meet me halfway. These guys, they all want these catch weights. That's not good for boxing. If you say you're good and you want to move up, when I went from junior middleweight and to middleweight, I didn't ask Reggie Johnson to let me to 157. Remember, it was 160. I gave my belt up, I fought him at 160, and I beat him. There was no catch weight. These guys, they want these catch weights. If you're the best, quit acting like a B and going up there and fight the guy. Put your hand behind this catch weight thing. It's not good for boxing.